Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel, and in today's video we will be going through my round 22 tips for the AFL season. The season's nearly over, so we are getting to some pretty important stages in the tipping comp, in my tipping in general, and also in today's video we'll be going through my round 21 tips to see how I did last week in the tipping. We'll hop straight onto my tipping app on the phone, ESPN, and we'll get straight into it. So for round 21, I got a total of 5 out of 9, which is average. It's decent. I don't know if I'll say I'll take it or not. It's a bit of an average score, but it started off Friday night at GMHBA Geelong in GWS. So I tipped the Cats to get this one done, and for some reason the GWS Giants always somehow find a way to beat Geelong, whether it's away or whether it's at home or far away. That's usually for the Cats, but no, it's for the Giants this time, and they bet the Cats very comfortably as well. Geez, they could go far into the finals, the Giants, but we'll just have to wait and see what happens over the next couple of weeks. Then it was Saturday 1:45, Carlton and Gold Coast, and all the Blues fans hated me for this. I tipped Gold Coast and I got it right, and all the Blues fans in the comments were like, "Why don't you ever tip us? Why do you hate us?" I tipped the Suns, get it right, and the Blues fans, don't know, they would probably be quiet now, but got that one correct. Then I tipped Richmond to beat North Melbourne. I was like, surely they have to win this. And it was a pretty ugly game up until just when the Tigers decided to run away with it. That was at the G, and they got that one done comfortably. I tipped Sydney to beat the Saints, and that's a pretty big upset as well. Like, I was considering that the Sydney Swans bet the Doggies there a few weeks ago. So I was thinking surely they can beat the Saints, but no, they didn't. So yeah, maybe Saints could even get into the finals. You never know. You seriously don't know this year. And then I tipped Port to beat Adelaide. They were down the whole game and only just got up in the end by 4 points. Then I tipped the Hawks to beat the Pies at UTAS, and I actually tipped the Hawks. Oh, I thought I tipped Collingwood. That is good tipping, actually. That's super good tipping. Geez, that's a very hard one to get right. And then I tipped the Dogs to beat Essendon by 35 points, and wow, what a win for the Bombers. Obviously, sometimes ESPN comes up with random games to tip the margin for. So I tipped the margin. I tipped them by 35. So I was off by 48 points. But yeah, the very impressive win for the Dons. And then for some reason, I tipped Freo to beat Brisbane. And that was basically a repeat to what happened at the start of the year. In fact, we just got flogged by a bit more. And then it was Monday night footy. Some bizarre things happened on Monday night. Obviously, the Lightning stopped the game for around, I think it was about 25 minutes. And if it went for 30 minutes, I would have to call the game off. But nonetheless, the D's were going to get it done always. I only got it done by 9 points in the end, though. They were in a pretty convincing lead around the third quarter of the game. But yeah, geez, super good stuff from the D's. Winning at Optus, it's a pretty hard thing to do. Like a few years ago, West Coast were the team to beat, and now they're pretty average. We'll move on to round 22 for the tips. And once again, I'm filming this on Wednesday, and most of these games, or I think like only 1 or 2. So yeah, most of these games are to be announced, what day they're on and what time. So I will just go through what order it has on ESPN, and we'll get straight into it. So it's saying starting off is GWS and Richmond on a Friday night at 7:50 p.m. The thing is, it's really hard to do the tips when everything's to be announced, because you don't know where they're playing, and that has a massive impact on who's going to win the game. So GWS I'll tip GWS, and I'll say I reckon they could get this one done quite comfortably. I'll say 22 points. But seriously, this all depends on where it's going to be played. If it's played at the G, then the Tigers will run all over them. If it's played at Giant Stadium, the Giants will probably run all over them. And if it's at a neutral venue, then I think it's either way. It's a 50-50, but I'll tip the Giants, and we'll see if they can get it done. Moving on now, it says that it is Brisbane and Collingwood. 5th v 16th. I think I should go Brisbane. These teams actually always put on a pretty good game, even if one team's higher up on the ladder, one team's low down on the ladder. But we'll tip Brisbane, I think, pretty comfortable. They should get it done. Yeah, they have to get it done as well if they want to finish, if they want to have any hopes of the top 4. I think they're lurking around 4th, 5th and 6th position on the ladder at the moment. I think they're sitting 5th, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I'll tip Brisbane, see if they can get it done as well. Then moving on, it says Geelong and St Kilda. Now, this one's going to be an absolute ripper. Geelong coming off a massive loss against GWS, and that's why I think they are going to be favourites going into this game. I feel like their hunger is going to just be like huge. Their hunger is going to be huge in coming up into this game. I reckon they'll definitely have the odds to win it. They should win it as well if it's at. Oh, but here again, once again, I remember last time they actually played earlier in the year, Friday night footy. That was a pretty sloppy game, pretty bad game. But I'll tip Geelong. I guess I'll tip Geelong because they just have to come out after that massive loss against GWS, and they should get it done as well. Depending where it will be played, who knows? But I'll tip the Cats, see if they can get it done. Moving on, Gold Coast and Essendon. Now, they played earlier in the year as well, I'm pretty sure. And also, last year, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, they had a draw at Metricon, up at Metricon. So, geez, they put on a pretty good contest, these two sides. And I'll probably have to go with the Dons coming off a massive win against the Doggies. I reckon that they are the team to beat. And I reckon they could even make the 8 as well. So there's a few teams up there. So I'm going to tip Essendon in this one. 92% have tipped the Bombers already. But once again, if it's up at Metricon, then the Suns have a massive chance in this. But if it's at Marvel, say for example, Marvel or the G, then the Dons will easily win it. I'll tip the Dons, see if they can get it done, and we'll just have to move on, I guess. Hawthorn and the Doggies to be announced, obviously. And all these times just say 12 a.m, so yeah, we'll just have to go with what hopefully is going to be what stadium it says, like for the home team. Like Hawthorn home team here, it should be at the G. Let's just hope it is for the tip that I'm going to pick right now. I'm going to tip the Doggies nonetheless. Wherever this one's going to be played, you have to tip the Dogs. They're going to, once again, they're going to be like the Cats. They're going to have so much hunger coming into this game after a massive loss. Well, not a massive loss, but a big loss for the club. So I will tip the Doggies in that one, and they'll get it done. And then moving on, we've got 4 more games left to tip this week. We've got Melbourne and Adelaide. Melbourne's home game, so probably lurking around Marvel or the G. I'll tip the D's, but as we said last time, remember, I don't remember what I said last time, but last time these two teams played, Jesus Christ, they won in the last 30 seconds of Tex kicking a goal, and that was their first loss of the season for the D's, so you never know here, but I'm going to tip the D's. Hopefully they can get it done, but if it's at Adelaide Oval, somehow if it's moved to Adelaide Oval, then I think that the Crows have a massive chance, because I'll be like, we've already bet them this year once, we can do it again, but I reckon the D's can get this done after coming off a massive win against the Eagles at Optus. Moving on, we have got North Melbourne and Sydney. This one, oh geez, no, we've got 3 Melbourne teams in a row, so I don't think one of these have to be moved. One of these will have to be moved. So I know North will probably play in Tassie actually, and North in Tassie is a very hard team to beat. Versing the Swans, they need to win this if they want to keep their top 4 chances alive. I think they're in the bin. I think their top 4 chances are in the bin. But if they want to keep it alive, then they have to win this game, and they have to win it by a healthy margin as well to get the percentage up. But I think at this stage, I think they'll finish around 5th, maybe 6th. We'll tip. I'm debating on whether or not to tip North, because if it's at Launceston or Blundstone. Not Launceston, sorry, that's the Hawks' second home ground. If it's at Blundstone, then they have a massive chance in this one, but I'll tip the Swans just to go safe. They're sitting 6th on the ladder at the moment. They are having an outstanding season. Just like thinking back, like last year they finished like 16th, and now they're in the 8th. Second last game, we've got Port and Carlton. This one probably going to be at Adelaide Oval. I'm probably going to tip Port here as well. Last year, obviously, Robbie Gray after the siren. That was an absolute ripper of a game. And I reckon Carlton don't stand a chance. They are in the mud. Their season is done. Their season's done. But Port should get this done very comfortably, especially at Adelaide. If it's at Adelaide, then they'll get it done very comfortably. But you never know, because they did just come off a not impressive win at all against the Crows. Last game of the round, obviously, is the Derby. Freo and West Coast. 82% have tipped West Coast, and the money is obviously to West Coast as well. This is the only game that is confirmed for the week, and I think I have to go with West Coast here, but imagine if the Dockers somehow win and I've tipped against my own team in a derby. It's a pretty big mistake if I do that. I'm going to tip Freo. I know they are going to lose, but if they do somehow win it, then I can say that I tipped them and I saw it coming. So there we have it. We'll submit the tips. And thank you all so much for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. The tips will be coming throughout the finals as well. That could be pretty interesting, weekly finals tips. But make sure to leave a like, subscribe. We are close to 2K. Let's get there within the next week, and I'll see you guys in the next one.